Hey, this is Warren Redlick. There's an ongoing battle with FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It comes from different sources. It comes from inside the Barry Glacks of the world, and it comes from outside. Here we got Motor Trend. Are you ready? Let's go. The comical thing, yes, it's true that Tesla's stock market value has tanked. Tesla, the value of the company itself hasn't changed. Tesla is continuing to grow, continuing to do great things. The Wall Street slash stock market valuation has fallen. The company itself is continuing to do great. But that's not really the issue. The issue is this overvalued and then slick storytelling powered the electric automaker to a historic valuation of more than $1 trillion. Let's dig into this a little bit. Tesla is a story stock. This is a quote from a Wall Street Journal article back in 2021. It trades higher or lower based on the story that CEO Elon Musk and other enthusiasts spread about the company's potential. Well, yeah, I mean, I talk about the company's potential a lot. I think that that story is compelling. So this part is accurate when Tesla was zooming on its way. So as I write this, Tesla stock, which peaked at 407, is trading a little more than $100. More than $660 billion has been wiped from the value of an Again, we're talking about stock market value, not actual value of the company. The value of the company has not changed other than growing because the company is growing. The company is performing extremely well. It's possible that the stock market overvalued it before. I think it remained at $400 a share. I think Tesla is massively undervalued. If you follow my models, you know that. Big stack stocks have had a bumpy ride recently, but Tesla's collapse has been breathtaking. Several other stocks have fallen more than Tesla. Amazon fell quite a lot. Rivian and Lucid Motors and Arcimoto all fell significantly more than Tesla. It just depends on segment. There's a whole bunch of explanations for it. The idea that Tesla's drop has been especially dramatic compared to others depends on which others you compare them to. But that's not the worst of it. Has Elon lost the gift of gab? Here it is. Much of the market's infatuation with Tesla has been rooted in the idea that Elon Musk is a different sort of tech titan. Well, yes, I mean, Elon is different. And I initially got interested in Tesla because of Elon's success with SpaceX. Not because he's a different sort of person, but just because, wow, if a guy can do that with rockets. I still remember the first booster landing, orbital rocket booster landing, December 21, 2015. I still think that's a critical moment. I think that's a signal. No one else has successfully landed an orbital rocket booster. That's more than 7 years ago. I think everyone's more than 7 years behind Tesla in the auto industry as well. And not to mention the energy industry, which no one even talks about. The other guys develop software and provide services. Elon Musk makes things, futuristic things such as cars that don't need gas and rockets that can land back on Earth, a real life Tony Stark. Well, those are actually true. I mean, that does make him different, but he also develops software and provides services. Tesla is largely a software company. Let's ignore that. But Elon Musk's Twitter fiasco has revealed the feat of clay in the Iron Man suit. Put simply, his tenure as CEO of the social media company for which he engineered a $44 billion takeover has proven to be an unmitigated disaster. Twitter is now on track to lose $4 billion a year. Okay, so first of all, Twitter was already on track to lose money. Elon has fixed Twitter, so it is now much more likely to break even and eventually make money than it was before Elon took over. So saying it's an unmitigated disaster, well, Twitter is still running. I mean, the claim at the time he took it over when he started laying off people was that Twitter was going to crash, that Twitter was going to fail. Well, Twitter hasn't failed. Twitter is better than ever. Twitter is growing and Twitter is doing well. So you can put whatever spin on it you want. Not that this has anything to do with Tesla, the company. I thought the article was about Tesla, not about Twitter. Advertisers flee a platform whose billionaire boss seems intent on using it to play out an increasingly bizarre psychodrama. No, advertisers started coming back. This is like, that's an old story. Like, whoever wrote this, who wrote this? Angus MacKenzie. We'll figure out who Angus MacKenzie is later. Twitter's capricious and queasily divisive Elon Musk. Queasily divisive, capricious. Seems nothing like the clever and inventive entrepreneur who made electric vehicles cool. More crucially, the distracted Musk doesn't appear that interested in Tesla anymore. Dude, you're so like that. This is old stuff. This is old stuff. Elon has been very clear. He hasn't missed a meeting. Tesla's still firing on all cylinders. Tesla, the company, is executing extremely well. What would Elon have done if he hadn't been what would he have done at Tesla differently than what's happened? Tesla's doing great. They're growing fast. They're growing deliveries fast. They're growing revenue faster. They're growing profit faster than that. However, it could be argued that at $100 a share, Tesla is still overvalued. Here's why. So, analysts have calculated the world's automakers are spending more than $500 billion this decade on new EVs that will hit the market by 2030. By 2030! But Tesla's product pipeline looks desperately bare for an automaker that still started 2023, where the product line looks desperately bare. Model Y is probably the best-selling car in the world in 2023. Model 3 is a top seller. Model S and Model X are doing great. Cybertruck is coming. Now has one of the oldest EV lineups of any automaker. The Model S and Model X were refreshed last year. My Model X Plaid is the third fastest car on the planet. The only faster cars are a $750,000 Ferrari and the Model S Plaid. They massively refreshed the S and the X. They dropped like 300 pounds of weight. They improved in a variety of ways. They're starting to look stale and boring. How come they sell every car they make? Stale and boring? What are you comparing them to? Model 3 just displaced Toyota Camry as the top-selling car in Australia. I mean, Australia is a small country, relatively speaking, but Tesla's crushing it in Norway. They're doing extremely well. It just scared the crap out of everyone in China by lowering prices. This is all the other automakers. Build quality and after-sales service doesn't reflect their hefty price tags. Well, why is customer loyalty so high? Tesla has the high. See, they pick and choose things. Like, there's no measure of this. Where's this issue with build quality and after-sales service? I just had service. I just had 3 new tires and an alignment done. I thought the service was great. What service are you talking about? What other car companies will send a service tech to your house? Isn't that pretty good after-sales service? You just make stuff up. Where's the measure of this? Meanwhile, Tesla's brand loyalty, if you Google Tesla brand loyalty, they have the best brand loyalty in the industry, and it's not even close. They're leaps and bounds ahead of, I think, Lexus is number 2. Tesla has fantastic brand loyalty. Why would brand loyalty be high if the cars have poor build quality and poor after-sales service? Wouldn't that affect brand loyalty? Long-awaited Cybertruck might appear later this year. There's vague talk of a smaller, cheaper Tesla arriving in 2024 or 2025. I thought they were pretty clear that they're going to start production in 2024, and they were pretty clear that it's going to cost half as much to build as... So I don't know what vague is. I mean, they haven't said what it's going to be yet, but they've said it's going to cost half as much to build as the Model 3, Model Y platform. And they said production starts in 2024. So is that vague? I thought that was pretty specific. These will be the first Teslas in history to enter market segments where rival automakers already offer genuine alternatives. Well, really? The Model 3 the Model 3 and Model Y compete against rival automakers. So what does that even mean? Tesla's tech is no longer cutting edge. This is where it gets fun. Legacy automakers and startups such as Lucid Motors are spending billions developing new generations of cheaper, more efficient electric motors and higher performing battery chemistries. Lucid Motors is developing battery chemistries. This is complete and total news. I had no idea. What other car maker is developing new battery chemistries? This is total fiction. The only car company developing new battery chemistries is Tesla. Maybe BYD. BYD makes its own battery, so maybe BYD is doing something. Ford doesn't make new battery chemistries. Which car company is developing higher performing battery chemistries? This is totally ridiculous. The top battery makers in the world are CATL, LG Chem, Panasonic, which works closely with Tesla. They all work closely with Tesla. Tesla, Samsung. This is like total fantasy. Total fantasy. I mean, maybe they mean QuantumScape is developing new battery chemistries. Their batteries are like 5-10 years away from reaching volume. 5 years minimum, according to their numbers. So this is just silly. That will threaten Tesla's performance and range advantages and put pressure on the company's cost structure. Okay, so it appears that Tesla maintains a performance and range advantages over almost everybody else. Yes, Lucid Motors has long-range vehicles. They lose so much money on each car. They're either going to go bankrupt or the Saudis are just going to buy them outright. Basically, it's like the Saudis just keep giving them money, and somehow they survive. They're going to check out. While safe and functional Level 2 Plus and even Level 3 autonomous drive systems are now available from other automakers. Okay, no explanation of what Level 2 Plus and Level 3 is. Tesla's cars have FSD. I have FSD Beta. I've been driving FSD Beta for over a year. My car will drive almost anywhere. It's driven on dirt roads. What are these other level 2 and level 3 autonomous drive systems? Where? Where? The- FSD remains an unreliable work in progress. Yeah, okay, wait a minute. So they're all unreliable. The difference is that my FSD beta will drive almost anywhere. Literally dirt roads in New Hampshire. I was driving on a dirt road in New Hampshire with FSD beta. Where do these other autonomous drive systems will drive on interstate highways, usually, sometimes, and sometimes they won't. Are they making right turns and left turns? Are they stopping for traffic lights? Are they doing all the stuff that FSD beta is doing? No. And look, mine makes mistakes, but it doesn't make crash mistakes anymore. Mine has gotten dramatically better. I do not see danger interventions anymore. Just a clear distinction here. I break down there are interventions where it's making a lane change I don't like, or it's not going as fast as I want, and I decide to disengage so I can accelerate and get around a car. It's not as aggressive a driver as I am. I have one spot where it tries to make a right turn when it's supposed to make a left turn. Okay, there's still a couple of glitches here and there. Construction zones. I haven't been in a construction zone recently. I was having problems with construction zones before. That was getting better when I was going through construction zones. Over time, it seemed to be improving. But mine will drive anywhere, pretty much anywhere. These other companies, level 2, and supposedly, first of all, explain what level 3 is. It's all nonsense. Tesla FSD beta is doing great, spectacular, fast improvement. The other companies don't have the volume of data coming in. They don't have the supercomputer training clusters. Tesla's accelerating their lead. They're expanding, they're extending their lead. They're accelerating away from everybody else. So this guy has no idea what he's talking about. And Tesla's FSD, a $15,000 option, remains an unreliable work in progress. Well, why do so many people buy it? It's like, I don't know, 10%. 10% of Tesla buyers buy it. Why are they buying it? I bought it twice now. I bought it once on a used car. It came with it, and I bought it a second time on my Model X. Elon Musk's slick story may in the past have convinced investors and markets Tesla was a sexy Silicon Valley tech company. Well, here's the thing. The thing that really struck me with this is you guys have watched my videos. If you watch on my channel a lot, you've watched my videos. I don't make my videos based on Elon's slick storytelling. I do things like the battery revenue model and the robotaxi model. And the battery revenue model, I'm waiting for somebody to explain why the battery revenue model is wrong. What have I got wrong in the battery revenue model? I don't. What am I missing? I'm waiting for somebody to explain. The battery revenue model is really straightforward. It's really conservative. It doesn't include robotaxi. It doesn't include bot. It doesn't include AI training as a service. And that model gets a 25x on the current share price. Is that Elon's slick storytelling that Tesla's going to expand batteries to 3 terawatt hours in 2030? I'm at 2.5 terawatt hours and I'm getting a 25x. Elon's slick storytelling may have convinced investors and markets that Tesla was a sexy Silicon Valley tech company, a fast-moving disruptor poised to upend an industry more than 100 years old. Well, that's still true. That is still true. Tesla is making more and more vehicles, and they're displacing other companies' vehicles. So they are disrupting the industry, and the cars have more tech than any other car. They have FSD. They have the supercharger network. The mapping navigation finds the supercharger. There's so many advantages to the software. Kids love the car because they can play video games on it. It's a tech company. But today it looks increasingly like a regular automaker that's simply not investing and innovating enough. What? Not investing? They just built 2 new factories that are still ramping. They just built a Megapack factory that is ramping. They've announced that they're going to be building more gigafactories. They're going to announce where the locations are soon. They've got the next generation vehicle platform with next generation gigafactories coming soon. Not investing and innovating enough in the hardware as well as the software to create vehicles that will excite customers over the next 10 years. Are you paying attention at all? Did you not see the press release that on March 1 they're going to lay out the plan for the future? The plan for, long-term plan for growth, the next generation vehicle platform. Like, hello? And here's the thing. Unlike other automakers, regular automakers are shrinking. Tesla is growing and growing fast. The overall vehicle market fell 8% in 2022. Tesla grew 40%. In deliveries, revenue's probably 50%, profit close to 100%. So while everybody else is shrinking, Tesla's growing. Does that sound like a regular automaker? I think the regular automakers have big problems and Tesla doesn't. And when Tesla just lowered prices in China, the automakers in China flipped and their stocks dropped. Tesla just did massive price cuts in China, and the automakers in China, the BYD stock went down a bit, NIO and XPeng, their stocks dropped a lot. Why? Because they're scared. Because all of a sudden Tesla, it's so comical. The internal FUD was Tesla needs to develop a $30,000 car. And Elon says, fine, we'll sell the Model 3 in China for $33,000. Close enough, right? On that basis, Tesla's certainly not worth more than Toyota. Indeed, it's probably not worth more than Mercedes-Benz or even perhaps more than General Motors. That's the real story. Are those companies growing? Like, does Angus understand the concept of a growth company? Tesla is growing. They are shrinking. Tesla's also got Tesla Energy. Does Toyota have an energy company? Does Mercedes-Benz have an energy company? What a pathetic piece of crap. Nonsense. Total nonsense. Angus McKenzie is a writer. I can't remember a time when I was fascinated by cars. My father was a mechanic. Oh, this is so nice. Cleanest Valiant. I've driven everything from a Bugatti Veyron to a Volvo 18-wheeler. Very few people get an opportunity to parlay their passion into a career. I started editing my local car club magazine. Meet real automotive journalists in the press room. Written about everything from blah blah. Where is the like techno? Like what? Where do you know anything about technology? Where do you know anything about manufacturing? Okay, Angus, if you want to come on my channel and defend yourself, I'm happy to have you on. I know he's not going to come on, but Angus, I'm happy to have you on. For everybody else, please check out the t-shirts at elonbits.com. Please support me on the Locals platform where I'm doing a lot more content this year on Patreon or as a YouTube channel member. Check out my other videos. Please like this video, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.